team like Kyrie and KD, or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s, but no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawg, and we back to it. You know how we do it. Part two of the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird of Courtship of Rivals basketball documentary. I appreciate everybody that watched part one. I got a lot of good feedback on that, especially about, you know, the PTSD situation, conversation that I wanted to talk about. Shout out to all of y'all, you know, that were took the time out to kind of explain that, because I felt like not only me, but a lot of people probably needed that, you know, to kind of hear about, you know, different situations and different things that went on in people's lives that experienced PTSD. So shout out to y'all that, you know, like I said, that had a part of that involved themselves with explaining the story with that. But yeah, part two. Before we get into it though, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We are on the way to 10K. We almost there, man. We on the way. So if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and like this video. If you like this video, then go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know how you feel about the Magic Johnson and Larry Bird rivalry. Or I was about to say it's not a rivalry, but it definitely was a rivalry. But let's get into part two. I don't really want to do too much talking. Let's get straight to it. We got Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, a Courtship of Rivals basketball, part two. Let's get it.
Bird headed to Terre Haute in ISU, a school that never so much had been to the NCAA tournament.
Once I started playing, it's the same old thing. You know, he's at a small school and he ain't playing against anybody.
All right, let's kind of. I want to kind of like let y'all know what happened at the end of part one, so that y'all know what's going on right here. So, Larry Bird just graduated high school and went to college. He originally committed to Indiana, big school, Indiana Hoosiers. Everybody know the Indiana Hoosiers. He went there first, hated it. I'm not too sure why. Write in the comments right now if you know why Larry Bird just wasn't a fan of the big Indiana school. But regardless of the fact, he left there and went to a mid-major, went to a way smaller school in Indiana State. So that's kind of where we at right now, where he's left the big school to go to the smaller school. So let's just see what he got to say.
Which is fine. Still dominated.
Still dominated. If you good, they gonna find you. That's a teaching point for today. If you're good, they're gonna find you no matter where you're at. Bird was so tough, y'all. And he got my favorite color. That baby blue, that's my favorite color,
By the
y'all.
time he had led tiny ISU as a senior to a 33-0 record and a spot in the '79 title game, Larry Bird had become, alongside Magic Johnson, the talk of college basketball. Just a year after sharing the court on Team USA, they were back together. And the day before the big game, Magic couldn't wait to greet his old playmate.
Indiana State was on practicing, and we were waiting in the tunnel. We got there early. I wanted to definitely say hello to Larry, you know. When they came through, it was like nobody was saying nothing. I wanted to go toward him, like his guys, like made sure that he didn't say nothing. And then they kind of started snickering, like, Michigan State, you in trouble. We're going to kill you guys tomorrow.
I probably did snub him. I don't remember it, but I'm sure I did. I didn't want any, you know, like I call it love fest, hugging and slapping high fives with opponent. You're there for a reason. You're there to win a game.
That just said it's on now.
What side are you on? You right there that's watching. What side are you on as far as greeting your opponents? You know, this is not during the game. During the game is different. Like, I don't think it's never really okay to be out there, you know, laughing, playing around. This is like a celebrity game or like a all-star game or something, that's different. But I don't think it's ever okay to be on the court, you know, joking around with the other team. But before the game, how do y'all feel about that? Are y'all more the Magic guy, where it's like, yeah, you know, it's good luck, man, you know, let's put on a show, like, you know, that kind of mentality? Or is the Larry Bird was like, I don't even know you, bro, like, we're cool, but until this game is over with, we're not about to pretend like this is not a big game, and you know that we're just not like we're like I don't know. Let me know. I feel like it's you can go either way. I'll probably be more the Magic Johnson type though, because I don't know. For me, I just kind of don't. I don't want to make a game too serious, but I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
State against Michigan State. I'm Bryant Gumbel, and the fans here are going bananas.
I mean, let's face it, if Larry Bird were black and came from Chicago, it wouldn't have been as big a deal. They were polar opposites. One black, one white, one outgoing, one shy. That was the charm of the attraction.
The Bird against Magic. All of the superlatives have been used.
Yin and yang.
All of them have been warranted.
Heading into the tournament, Magic was the bigger star. But by tip-off, it was Bird. Having hardly missed a shot in the semifinal, would become the focus of fans, and more importantly, of Michigan State.
We actually had 2 men on Larry everywhere he went.
There he is, Dick. Look at me having sandwiched in.
I'm surprised they didn't play a box on one. You know, 4 guys on Larry and 1 on the other 4, because they didn't have a lot of talent. You know, if you stop Larry, you pretty much stop them.
Look at the pressure around him. 2-3 left, and he's short.
I didn't play well at all. Biggest game of my life, I didn't play well.
Way short.
I think our length and our size, our jumping ability was able to bother him.
Bird hanging, and score.
I didn't shoot well. Missed, I think, 3 free throws.
Larry Bird has had a cold shooting night.
I battled him, but
It
I
happens.
didn't have it.
Like a jackal.
Hey, Magic. Hey, Michigan State got him, y'all.
1979. Magic, not only were you leader on offense, I thought you did a great job on Larry Bird in the zone denying him the ball.
Yes, Coach gave us a good game plan to go against Larry Bird, and all we had to do was go out and do it. That's what we done.
Congratulations.
That's what we
Super Bowl
done.
game.
Damn, Larry.
It was over, you know. That was my 4 years. I was done. No, it still hurts. And when you win 33 in a row and you walk into a game, you know, you never know what to expect. But I expect to win. We didn't win.
Hell yeah, you're 33-0. All right, let's talk about that a little bit. So, Larry Bird didn't have the greatest game. Yeah, they said they were, double teaming him, pretty much, making it very, very tough on him. So, would y'all say that this game helped Larry Bird out in the long run? Because I get it. He might not have had, a lot of talent on his team, so it's kind of tough if they're doubling you, if nobody else can score. But I feel like Larry Bird for the Boston Celtics, you couldn't double team him. He was too great of a passer, too smart. So, what if this game, is the reason why Larry Bird became such a great passer? Because when you're guarding a player that's such a great passer like that, you cannot double team him. Yeah, you can't double LeBron James, and I'm not even a LeBron fan. I'm more of a Kobe guy, but players like that, players like Larry Bird and LeBron James and these type of players that's such great passers, you can't double team them anymore. But in this game they was. So I think this game helped out Larry Bird a lot more than people think. But let me know what y'all think.
Toughest loss I ever took.
Toughest loss I ever took.
I knew it was going to haunt him forever because we were going to see each other a lot.
The National Basketball Association, in its 33rd season, is troubled by diminishing crowds and declining television ratings, signs that fan interest may be waning.
If college basketball was flourishing at the end of the 1970s, the pro game was crumbling. After the golden era of Bill Russell and Jerry West in the 1960s, a merger with the ABA in 1976 had led not only to new teams, but a new temperament.
It was a new league with new times, with renegades, with individuals.
There was an argument made, plausibly, I think, that it was too black a league for the United States of America in the late 1970s.
Oh, wow.
You think about the Knickerbockers at the time. The running joke was it was the Knickerbockers. You know, that's what it was. It was the N-word.
It's turning off a lot of white customers that are coming to the game, you know.
Why?
I think there's a conflict between the white and the black, and I don't enjoy going to basketball and seeing all black players.
I mean, I think when they said too black, they meant not just in terms of color, but in terms of style. Let me get mine, and the hell with yours.
Basketball for us was about the best moves. You wanted to be
Michael
big
Cooper
player that everybody talked about. You wanted to be the one. You didn't think about winning championships or team play.
And those were just the issues on the court.
The NBA had this image of an all-black league with a bunch of guys who did drugs. The teams were losing money, and they had no sponsors. And that's pretty much a death knell right there.
It's a known fact that you need your white superstars. You just need more white ball players on the team for the white fans to identify with.
And in the newest member of the Boston Celtics, that's exactly what the league appeared to be getting.
There's hope he can help solve professional basketball's difficulties, which some say are compounded by a question of black and white.
The Great White Hope. What does that mean?
Well, you know, it's very hard to say because there's a lot of great white players around, and I just hope that I can just fit in as well as some of them that has fit in.
He ran away from that designation. He made it very clear, almost from day one, that he was not the Great White Hope.
You know, the great players are the black players, and they're the best.
Such deference
sounds so
to
crazy.
black Celtics like Curtis Rowe, Sidney Wicks, and Cedric Maxwell, who looked at Bird and saw not the Great White Hope, but another case of Great White Hype.
He didn't impress me no more than any white guy I've ever seen play before. I think that you would say that most black players at the time were racist, in the sense that we did not think that you could find a white guy who could play better than any black guy.
When I walk in the first day of camp, them guys were on the floor stretching, and here comes the white savior, here comes this, here comes that. I sort of enjoyed it because I knew I was going to battle them all day. The Curtis and Sidney didn't last long. They didn't even make it through the first practice. They were cut. So that was just Cedric.
I'm thinking, oh, he's slow, he can't get off a shot. He's not that strong. This is going to be a layup. Bam, knocks down a jump shot. Okay. Maybe that was luck. Gets the ball again. Bam, knocks down another jump shot. Now I'm thinking like, okay, hey, you know what? I'm going to D this guy up. I'm going to show him his life. 20 feet away. Bam. 25 feet away. Bam. My mind just goes something. Damn, this white guy can play.
Funny thing is, Cedric Maxwell, shout out to him. I love hearing his stories, but he was kind of just explaining the jump shots that Larry Bird was making on him. But I feel like Larry Bird was like so much more than just a jump shooter. Like that's what made Larry Bird great. Don't get me wrong, Larry Bird's probably a top 5 shooter of all time. Like I mean, that's a given. But what made Larry Bird was not his jump shooting. Like it was his toughness, his rebound, his passing, his grit, like just everything. Like I mean, like I said, shooting was definitely a part of that. But the way Cedric Maxwell just kind of explained was like he was just a shooter. But Larry Bird was so much more than that.
It was a good thing, too. The storied Celtics might have been the winningest team in NBA history, but they were fresh off their worst season in 30 years. And in Bird, they had a player who was not only supremely talented, but tough enough to take on any challenge.
I always played like everybody in the world was
Look at
against me. I thought everybody was against me. I should think of things to get me rattled before a game.
He knew how to fight. I know that from off the floor. One night, somebody was giving one of his buddies a hard time, and Larry went over and, said, hey, this is my friend, and this guy was a pretty good-sized guy. By golly, they go out back, and the guy turns and says something to Larry, and Larry hit this guy, and I caught him. Hit him so hard, and I go, whoa.
Whoa.
From the old school. And that's how he played.
Larry Bird. This is what made Larry Bird so great.
played the game hard. Played rough.
There was no frills about him. He came in, he threw elbows. There was nothing smooth about Larry.
That's
New
crazy.
Englanders like that. They're hardworking people. They like that. That's how people view them, and that's what Larry was.
Iconic right there.
They also like winners. And when Bird led the Celtics to the NBA championship
Oh my God.
in just his second season, he was finally one of those two.
Tough.
Boston loved Larry Bird. It just wasn't so clear at first how much Bird loved the city back.
There's only one place I'd rather be, French Lick.
Go.
Thank you.
Man, Larry was almost agoraphobic.
I definitely thought he was about to say Boston. He said French Lick. Like, I know the Boston fans like, damn, bro, like, you in Boston though, but I feel Larry Bird. He like, hey man, I'm gonna be myself no matter what.
In his treatment of anything outside his hometown.
He wanted to be the Wizard of Oz. He wanted to intimidate people and keep them at bay. The further we are away from each other, the more I like him.
I had a nice little house. I had my little yard. I want to go from there to practice back. If we had a game coming up, I want to go there, the game, and back home. It was all basketball. My whole life was basketball.
He was just sitting there with just me, you looking around, mumbling, trying to find things that we had in common that we could talk about. Now, we started talking about basketball, we started talking about players. It was, it was great. U.S. history? No.
We forced passes, we made errors down the stretch.
Daily events? No.
I made the shot, and from then on we was up by 2, and they had to get back in the game, which they did.
Politics? No.
Try to not
Budweiser.
I can't do. Or do
Say
no
something
more
about some
than I
Budweiser.
Just go out and try to do my basic game.
He proudly dubbed himself the Hick from French Lick, and he looked every bit the part. But those who played him for simple did so at their own peril.
One of the great ways, I think, of winding up with no money in your pocket is to think Larry Bird is dumb. Syntax is not intelligence. Unlettered is not stupid.
He's got a great sense of humor. He just didn't show that to people. That didn't mean he didn't have it.
He did, however, allow the public one small indulgence.
You could come out on Saturday and watch him mow his lawn.
Huge crowds started to stop. Larry Bird's cutting grass in front of his house.
They just wanted to see
He's
anything.
mowing his lawn in the springtime.
Larry is about doing things himself. And I think it's one of the things that made him so beloved in Boston.
But as Bird navigated through his new world,
Yo!
What?
What are you filming?
But as Bird navigated through his new world, he still had one eye fixed on a familiar foe in a faraway land.
Magic!
What tripped me out was I'm riding in the limo, and I'm seeing orange trees and lemon trees in people's front yards. I said, stop, I gotta go pick an orange. Are you crazy? I said, no, I gotta do this. And so I ran up like a scared little kid, grabbed the orange and ran back to the limo. I'd never seen an orange tree. I'd never seen a lemon tree. I was fascinated.
When 20-year-old Irvin Johnson arrived in Los Angeles in the fall of 1979, he was a world away from Lansing, the only home he'd ever known. He was the #1 pick of the LA Lakers, a once dominant franchise stuck in mediocrity. In the stoic Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Lakers had was energy. Irvin Magic Johnson was only too happy to provide it. Was energy. In the stoic Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the Lakers had was energy. Irvin Magic Johnson was only too happy to provide it.
Sunny California.
Changed the franchise, changed the temperament. I changed it from the very first game. Here it was, the first game of a long season against the lowly Clippers. And Magic was embracing Kareem as if they
won the
just won
finals?
their 10th straight championship. It was like, man, this is a different kind of dude.
From the day he arrived, he became the Prince of the City.
But that was John
He reminded
Sally.
me of a guy who wakes up without an alarm clock. And that's what I used to always say. I want to be happy enough to wake up without an alarm clock because I want to go into my world.
I feel that. Don't need an alarm because you just love life. Life gonna wake you up
As
every
far
day.
as I was concerned, the it was not his ability or his size. The it was his attitude, was his leadership, was his mind. I mean, I don't have to talk about Game 6 in Philadelphia.
Magic Johnson will show.
In his rookie season, Magic had helped lead the Lakers to the NBA Finals against the Philadelphia 76ers. In Game 6, with an injured Abdul-Jabbar back home in LA, Magic played all 5 positions, scored 42 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished out 7 assists, leading
crazy.
the Lakers to the championship.
This is how season 1 of Winning Time ended, with them showing. So it was season 1 was just 1980, and it ended with the Lakers winning the championship right here, and then season 2 started with Game 1 of the 1984 Finals between the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers. But if you haven't watched Winning Time season 1, go ahead and watch that. Episode 2 of season 2 will be out tonight, so stay tuned.
In just 4 years, he had won titles in high school, college, and the pros.
Magic, what do you have that makes you perform like this in these championship games?
Well, I don't know. It's just I love to win. Across the masthead
I love
of
to
the Los
win.
Angeles Times the next day, it said, "It's magic."
He was a star when he first arrived here, coming off the NC2A game. And quickly, during that first season, he became one of the stars in town. But that game put him on another level. That made him the star in town.
It's funny how I wanted to meet the celebrities, but they wanted to meet me.
Mm.
I was like shocked.
That's how you know you made it.
Like, wow, you know who I am?
He was young, famous, and after Lakers owner Jerry Buss signed him to a 25-year, $25 million contract,
25
very
years?
rich. The kid from Lansing was ready to sample a different kind of fruit.
Wait. Well, how did Jerry Buss think that he was going to be playing for 25 years? That must mean he was going to sign him regardless if he was playing or not. He going to be a player, a coach, a manager, or something. He signed for 25 years. That's crazy. That's actually not a lot of money. $25 million for 25 years. Hopefully Magic reconstructed that a little bit.
Playboy Boss knew all the ripest trees.
I said, oh, I'm hanging with him. When they were coming into the box, and he had 10, 20 of them, and look, Irvin, which one you want? And I was like, oh, okay, it's like that?
Come on, Magic.
I'm going to take you to the Playboy Mansion. What? The mansion? No, you kidding.
Yeah, Magic was too,
I went there
too much like deer in the headlights.
I'm backing up like, I can't believe I'm in it, but I'm backing up away. You know, it's like, I'm scared to death. Probably 10 guys to 100 women, you know. Everybody think it's sex driven, but it's really not. You have dinner, then you watch the latest movie. And then, of course, I don't want to ever say that sex wasn't involved, because if you meet somebody, that's what you wanted to do. You did that, but it's really a great experience to go up there. So yeah,
I bet it was, Magic. I bet it was a great
Like
experience.
the Pied Piper. You know, people were giving him this and giving him that, but he stayed pretty grounded to the game. Everybody was getting high then, but you can't even smoke a joint around Magic. He had real old school, down in the trenches work ethic, and that was honed in him by his dad, Irvin Johnson Sr.
Magic was always this guy. He never did none of that, so I did everything for him.
Magic Johnson.
In episode 1 of season 2 of Winning Time, it was a super funny scene. He was on the bed, and his now wife Cookie, was like, I guess she was like imagining him being on the bed, but he really wasn't there for real. And one thing that he said was like, a lot of people like to drink. I don't like to drink. A lot of people like to smoke. I don't like to smoke. I like to have sex. that was what his addiction was. And I think that's kind of hilarious because people don't really talk about that. But hey, it was Magic. He hanging around Jerry Buss and the Playboy Mansion. I kind of feel like Jerry Buss was kind of living through Magic a little bit. Like, he kind of gave Magic this, you know, this freedom, and that was kind of the way. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm sure Jerry Buss was living like that too, but he wasn't able to be like Magic. So I feel like Jerry Buss was kind of getting off and having fun, just being able to put Magic in those situations. So let me know what you think about that.
Magic Johnson was living on a natural high.
Exactly.
He was starring in the role
My
of a
point.
lifetime. Point guard of a Hollywood team with an offense called Showtime. He even had the alter ego perfect for the production.
I mean, Magic was his stage name. Even he would laugh about it.
Well, he always says there's two people. There's Irvin Johnson from East Lansing, and there's Magic Johnson from Hollywood.
Irvin Johnson is another guy. You know, here's Magic over here, and here's Irvin over here.
Irvin is this fun-loving guy.
What's Magic?
Magic was so serious and dedicated to his game. And
That's
he
what I
was
figured.
Crazy competitor and a crazy man.
I think I said that
I
in
think
part 1.
Is the smiling kid from Lansing. I think Irvin died about 25 minutes after the NCAA championship game.
Wow.
Irvin doesn't have the ego that Magic has. Magic got a crazy ego, and winning is everything.
And Irvin wanted to, along with Magic, conquer LA.
After having led the Lakers to 2 NBA titles in their first 4 years in town, Magic and Irvin were well on their way.
I think Magic wanted to be friends.
And that's where we're going to end this video at. I appreciate y'all for watching that. I think that was really good. It's going along, man. We're progressing. We started when they were young. Now we getting to right at the beginning of their NBA careers. And I love this documentary. I think it's going to get even better. But I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. Go ahead and like this video if y'all like this video. And go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this rivalry. But I appreciate y'all like always. We out.